Hey everyone, my name is Kevin and I'm back in again with another review, and I have been meaning to review this like sometime, at least a week after its release, but I was just so held up with other videos and other music videos that I just wasn't unable to actually make a video on it. But now I do have the time. So, yeah, I'm just going to review the remake of the Lion King. So, the story here is, well, if you've seen the original Lion King movie, then you already know the entire premise here. So the reason the reason this stuff that you see in this remake is not remade in the original, is not going to be a callback to the original, is because Jon Favreau, the director of Iron Man, The Jungle Book, and I think that's it. I don't know the rest of his movies. He said he wanted to make the movie have realistic tones, which is why we didn't see Pumbaa look like an actual cute warthog, or them remaking the hula scene when they were distracting the hyenas. And we don't see Simba and the gang jumping into the pool halfway, like completely out through the Kuna Matata scene, because it's realistic. So of course we're not going to see an animal pyramid in the remake. Of course we're not going to see Timon wear a dress and dance like a Hawaiian, which is why we're not going to see these types of things in this movie. So, to be honest, I'm actually okay with what Jon Favreau is doing for the studio. But taking to a Disney perspective, I feel like they should not have remade these classics, because they're classics. They're not supposed to be made. They're supposed to be original. They're supposed to be special. So of course, most people aren't going to be kind of mad about people remaking these projects. Overall, I do like this movie, and I do love how they remade this movie, and didn't make any mistake. Well, some mistakes. It was still a pretty good masterpiece. It was still good, and I'm glad to actually talk about this movie. Now let's talk about the visuals. The visuals in here is actually pretty good. When coming to a visual standard, it does actually look really real. Even though that it looks mostly motion capture for most scenes, it was actually pretty good. I do like what Jon Favreau was doing for the realistic style for the visuals, and it's still a pretty good work in progress. And I do like how the fur moves, how the characters move, how the animals move, pretty much everything about it, especially the nature within the circle of life and in the jungle that Timon and Pumbaa lives. And that's gonna be pretty much it for the visuals. Now the characters, you pretty much know the characters. Simba is the chosen one, the guy who has to take over as king. Scar is the character who wants to be king but can't because Simba was born, and pretty much hates Simba for everything that he is because he was born. He pretty much hates him because he was born, and he's going to be king, and Scar's not. So, and Nala is pretty much the love interest. Well, she's the best friend of Simba, and then she becomes the love interest when they're grown-ups. And Sarabi is just the struggling mother who has to deal with being a slave to Scar in the movie. And everyone else is just pushed aside as the comic relief, such as Timon, Pumbaa, Zazu. But the hyenas, they're not really comedic anymore. They're more like serious side villains. But I still love the movie as they were trying to make new things with this series. But once again, they didn't really have to do these things. They could have just made a reimagining of the Jungle Book, like make their own story. If they did that, maybe some people would actually like it. But still, I still really love the movie though, and having Seth Rogen as Pumbaa was actually a pretty good choice. I mean, around the time that I found out that he was going to be there, that was around the time that I really, really, really loved Seth Rogen in the movies that he was in, such as Neighbors or Pineapple Express and stuff. One of the reasons why I watched this movie was mostly because Donald Glover and Seth Rogen was in there. No other reason than that. But overall, I do love this movie, and it is. You guys don't really have to watch this movie since it's just a remake of the original. So if you guys want to watch the Lion King, just watch the original. That's all you have to do. But other than that, that's all I have to say. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Kevin, and I look forward to hearing from you.